Good afternoon to you. I'm Eric Chilton here with Lauren Coleman and Stacy Spivey.
Hey everybody, happy Friday Eve. Remember, you can catch us on Fire Stick, Roku, and our WFNY News 2 app.
We have a lot to get to this afternoon, including the chance for some severe weather late tonight and into tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we're going to get to that forecast in a minute. In the meantime, you might want to do this. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code that you see at the bottom right corner of your screen there. That will allow you to download our free WFNY News 2 weather app, and you may need that as we head into the night and really early tomorrow morning as well.
But first, we start in Texas, where a community remains in mourning. Today was supposed to be the last day of school for Robb Elementary School students. Instead, the school remains closed. Crosses now sitting outside in memory of those lives lost.
It's been 2 days since a gunman shot and killed 19 students and 2 teachers. The deaths have not only rocked this tight-knit community, but the nation.
Hundreds turned out last night to a vigil in memory of the victims. It was an opportunity for music, prayer, and the community to lean on one another.
Not only are we seeing the grief of the community, but we're now hearing from the children who were inside the school that day. A 4th grader who witnessed the shooting inside the classroom where the victims were killed spoke with our sister station in Texas.
When he came in, he says, "It's time to die." And when I heard the shooting through the door, I told my friend to hide under something so he won't find us.
Heartbreaking. This little boy said he was grateful to be back with his family. He also was able to see some other classmates who survived.
Today, officials confirmed they are investigating the police response to the school shooting amid concerns and questions about how long it took to get to the victims. In an update today, officials confirmed the suspect was not confronted when he walked into the school. He was able to get in through an unlocked door. Investigators say the suspect fired dozens of rounds as he was walking into the school and even more once he was inside. It took an hour for a U.S. Border Patrol team to arrive on site, and officials say they were the ones to shoot and kill the suspect. Some witnesses say it took too long for law enforcement to enter the school, but officials stress it was a complex situation as they tried to get the shooter and also evacuate the school. Meanwhile, debate surrounding gun reform continues as many ask how this could have been prevented. Gun rights will take center stage in Texas tomorrow. The NRA is set to hold a convention in Houston. Several politicians are scheduled to speak, including Texas Governor Greg Abbott and North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. As of today, neither have canceled their appearance.
The healing process will be long for the Texas community, but we're already seeing signs of Uvalde's strength. Hundreds showed up to donate blood, saying they wanted to do their part and also protect their community.
We're neighbors here, we're family, we're friends that are victims, so we're very tight-knit. It says a lot, you know, nothing like this ever happened before.
These are scary times, everything that's going on, and we just need to show that as a community we can support each other. And sometimes it's not even just donating blood, just coming and being with your neighbors.
Helping hands from North Carolina are now in Texas. The Billy Graham Rapid Response Team deployed chaplains to Uvalde. They will be there to pray with those in need and provide a quiet space in their mobile command center. You can find the latest coverage on the Uvalde shooting all the time on WFNYnews2.com or the free News 2 app.
All right, mentioned this weather. It is something we will watch as we head into the evening hours, and kind of that time frame is anywhere from about 7 p.m. until late tonight, maybe even as early as 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, that we'll be watching these storms as they move across the region. Temperatures now starting to warm up, especially to the south. If you look at this low 80s situation from Albemarle over to Troy and Pinehurst, all of that between 80 and 83 degrees. Even in the Triad, we're up to the mid to upper 70s right now. But you can see there's a sharp difference if you head back up to the mountain and foothill communities. 64 in Wilkesboro, 63 in Galax, and Boone at 61. So big differences there, and that's because that frontal boundary little by little is working its way through. Rather slow moving, and that's a problem too. We could see some localized flooding depending on who gets the most rain as it all just slowly moves from the west to the east. Tonight, those evening storms, again, mostly west in the evening hours. That could be a mountain and foothill community situation. Overnight lows will stay mild at 66. Tomorrow, 79. We still have a first half of the day or maybe even just an early morning storm risk that we'll keep an eye out for, but otherwise we should be okay once we can get to probably the afternoon hours or at least midday tomorrow. Rain starting to move in. We'll go out to a wider shot so you can see it, get a better picture here. And we are starting to see some of those thunderstorm warnings to the south in the Greenville area. That's Greenville, South Carolina, by the way. But all of this moving up to the east. But notice it's doing something we call training, where it moves vertically really from the south to the north, which means if it's a slow moving system, you could get a lot of rain in a small amount of time. So in addition to thunderstorms, we'll be watching for those showers and maybe some localized flooding as this moves across the area. We'll keep that 80% chance in. That'll be overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, then gradual clearing. Weekend's beautiful, by the way, Saturday, Sunday, and really for that matter into Monday. Memorial Day is looking good too. We'll see some upper 70s Saturday, low 80s Sunday, and upper 80s on Monday.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. The Jif peanut butter recall is expanding. The FDA says at least 14 people in 12 states got sick from salmonella linked to the peanut butter. A recall for the peanut butter itself was first and now has expanded to include other products made with Jif. Now that includes things sold at Walmart, grocery stores, and gas stations that are made with Jif peanut butter. You can find a full list on WFNYnews2.com. Hollywood is mourning the loss of actor Ray Liotta. His publicist says he died in his sleep while filming a movie in the Dominican Republic. He was 67 years old. He was best known for playing Henry Hill in Goodfellas. One by one, service members placed American flags at grave sites in Arlington National Cemetery today. The annual tribute happens every Memorial Day weekend. Members of the U.S. Infantry Regiment, known as the Old Guard, placed more than 228,000 flags. They will also be placed at the Tomb of the Unknown. All will be removed after Memorial Day and before the cemetery opens to the public.
Even with 2 shipments of baby formula landing in the U.S. this week, it still could be weeks before shelves are stocked. One Winston-Salem mom has started a Facebook group connecting moms in the Triad and beyond to find formula.
The day I decided to start this, I was in the Target parking lot on Lawndale Drive, and I cried my heart out, and I called my husband and I said, "There's nothing. What are we going to do?"
Tori Idle's 4-month-old is formula fed. She says after that breakdown, she knew she needed to do something to help other moms feed their babies. Within 20 minutes of creating the Facebook group Formula Finders of the Triad, Idle says there were already 100 members. Now moms in Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and even as far as Florida are in that group, sharing pictures of stores that have formula, asking for help in finding specific kinds of formula, and also selling formula that they no longer need.
I think that we are making ways towards change. I think that soon we will get back to where we need to be, but going from complete empty shelves to some shipments, you have a lot of moms who are still panicked, and they're going to do what they have to do for their infant, and usually that means they're going to stock up. So that small amount that becomes available soon will be depleted.
The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services has launched a web page with information on multiple safe options for infants if their formula is not in stock. The federal government also has a website with resources to help families dealing with this shortage. We have links to both of those on WFNYnews2.com.
The FDA approved booster shots for kids ages 5 to 11, and the CDC now recommends the shots for that age group. It's a decision Dr. Christopher Uhl agrees with, especially for families who plan to send kids to summer camp.
But I think if you're going away to a sleepaway camp, a child should be boosted this summer. Otherwise, I guess it's okay to wait until the fall.
Several Triad health departments now offer booster shots for kids who are eligible. You can also reach out to your family doctor if you are looking to get your child boosted.
Well, we have a great update to share about the WFNY News 2 family. Yes, it's the news that we and so many of you are anxious to hear. After months of treatment, Julie Luck is in clinical remission after battling colon cancer. She posted this picture here, a gift from her friends after her diagnosis, and a perfect tribute to the fight that she took on. Now, she'll still have routine checkups. That'll be for the next 5 years, but this was a huge win as she becomes now a cancer survivor. We look forward to her rejoining our team, as we hope that will be very soon. Looks like an early June return is in the works. Julie vows to be a voice for early detection. We'll see you soon, Julie. Best news of the day. Yes, very good. She was in the newsroom briefly today. It was so good to see her. And I was friends with Julie long before she ever started working here, and it's just such a blessing to have her back.
Yeah, so exciting, and she just had this natural glow about her when she was in the newsroom today, and we're just happy to have her back. You know, she's been inspiring so many people to get tested, people sharing their stories, and I just love how she didn't just sit and sulk. She went out there and inspired and motivated other people.
Yeah, she really used her story to probably help, you know, hundreds others out there that hadn't gotten a colonoscopy yet that now probably have. It was so great to see her today. Like you said, she just brought this energy in. She was hugging all of us. It was just so nice. Her desk has been empty for so long, and I'm so happy that one day soon I'll look over and she's going to be right there.
And it won't be long either. And you're right, she brought the energy back. She looked great.
She did.
She looked beautiful.
Her hair was
always.
like always, you know, she has that
cool
hair.
She has the best hair.
She looks really good, and she's just full of happiness and joy in life. And when she came in, there were happy tears, you know, with people, everybody hugging her and getting her back in here. So I cannot wait to see her in the building again. It's one thing to see her, it's another thing when she's back in this building every day.
We're looking forward to it.
Can't wait. All right, talk to us on Facebook, and we'll take a short break. Be right back.
Mic check, Jalen. Mic check, Jalen. Folks flushing the toilet. I'm in the bathroom. Well, it's because I was coming out the bathroom. People flushing the toilet as soon as I start my mic check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Did you wash your hands?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I need to move my mic up or what's going on? We good? All right, cool.
Some Guilford County students were in for a special treat today as they got to share the pool with an Olympic gold medalist.
Ooh, WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey was there to catch all the fun.
Yeah, guys, swimming isn't just a fun summertime activity, it's a life skill. And who better to teach our kids this skill than an Olympic gold medalist?
I am a firm believer that any time of the year is a great time to learn to swim. For me, I see myself in them. So a lot of it is giving them the positive experience so that they don't have to go and fear the water the way I did.
Before Cullen Jones was a multi-time Olympic medalist, he was just a kid from the Bronx, New York, who almost drowned one summer.
When I was 5, I almost drowned. I was at a water park with my parents and, went down this ride, and my dad knew how to swim. My mom still didn't really know at that time how to swim, and I went down the ride, flipped upside down, and had to be resuscitated.
Now that Jones is no longer competing for Team USA, he's dedicated his time to the next wave of American swimmers.
I think my gift truly is being able to share my story. I wouldn't have had a 12-year career if all I was doing was swimming.
Jones partnered with the Greensboro Aquatic Center to put on a swim class for some very lucky Guilford County second graders.
I went to school at NC State. I live in Charlotte. Being in Greensboro, I feel like I'm home already. I'm always here anyway. So to be able to talk to the kids in Greensboro means a lot.
Jones told me it's so important to teach our kids how to swim because drowning is the second leading cause of accidental death for kids under the age of 14.
Wow, he's gold medalist. That's the real deal, you know?
Yeah.
It's one thing to go to Y and take a couple lessons. Another one to have a gold medalist teaching you.
Yeah, we were just talking to Jalen about it during his story about how he likes to come here and he wants to come here because we have such an amazing facility right here in Greensboro.
It is one of the best, I mean, I would say in the region, definitely not just in the state. I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
Pretty beautiful. And also, like, it's just such an important life skill for kids to learn, and also adults too. There's a lot of adults out there that don't know how to swim, so, you know, it's never too late to get back in.
Got to do it, got to do it, and take a lesson from him. That'd be the best. All right, we'll be right back. Stay there.
Should we swim?
Yes. I'm a horrible swimmer. Well, all eyes to the sky as we head into the evening, especially as we get into that, you know, about 7 p.m. and later. Could be as late as even 2 a.m. that we'll be watching some of these storms. It's really going to be hit or miss across the area, but it's all slow moving. That's the problem. Let's take a look at temperatures out and about. And for the most part, we're seeing 70s here and there. And you can see 76 in Greensboro. I mean, really, across the central parts of our viewing area, we're in the 70s, goes to the low 80s if you're heading south, and then we'll see some of that cooler air back in the mountain and foothill communities. That obviously where we would see the rain right now and the thunderstorm activity as that frontal boundary gets closer to us. Evening storms, overnight storms tonight, 66 degrees for that low. Tomorrow's high 79, and it's kind of a tale of two different halves to the day. First half of the day, we're on the tail end of everything, but showers and still a possibility of early morning storms. Then that will move by and will gradually clear out, hopefully by about midday or so. Yeah, you can see things are getting a little bit rough to the south of us right now. We're watching for thunderstorm warnings across that area. Probably, you know, people ask, is the possibility of a tornado in this? There is a slight possibility, but this is something we have to watch because the way this system is moving so slowly, there's no real clear defined edge to this cold front, so it makes it a little bit harder to get a handle on. But we can tell you that as that moves through this evening, you need to keep a watch right here, and do not forget to download our app. It's totally totally free. It'll keep you up to date as to what's happening here. Here's why: cold front getting closer to us. Ahead of that is where we get that activity, and again, that'll be overnight tonight, possibly into tomorrow morning. Now, with temperature highs, and we take a look at the 7-day, we're in the upper 70s for both Friday and Saturday. The difference: Friday morning, storms, clearing out Friday afternoon, actually Friday evening if you're thinking about the weekend plans. It looks good once that's out of here. 79 on Saturday, sunny on Saturday and Sunday, 83 to end the weekend, and then Monday, if you have that day off, 87 and warm. Look at next week, 89 and 90, and fairly clear. We have only a 20% chance of a late day pop-up shower or storm on Wednesday, Thursday, and those overnight lows pretty much in the mid-60s up to the low 70s by the end of the week.
Words have power. We hear that phrase often, but it can go a step further. Today on U-Day, Coach Lamont explains how the power of your words can position you for success or failure.
The power of the spoken word is one of life's greatest mysteries. The condition of your life is determined by the words you say and you don't say. It is a fact that you were to look at the condition of a person's life, successful or unsuccessful. After evaluating their daily habits and goals, next you must investigate what is being spoken. There is, however, a unique characteristic associated with every word. See, words are emotionalist. They're obedient and non-discriminating. Words are our greatest servants. They're anxious to obey their master, willing to bring into our lives whatsoever we speak. What this means is every word you release from your mouth is inevitably going to become a part of your life. Now, keeping this in mind, what new rules will you allow to govern your mouth? It's just a thought. This is Coach Lamont. Make today your best U-Day. I'll see you tomorrow.
And I hope that what I've been able to do in the last 19 years has made you happy, and that I was able to take a little bit of pain away from a bad day or anything you're going through. And I hope I've been able to inspire you to make other people happy and to do good in the world.
Ellen DeGeneres making a final goodbye to her audience and fans watching everywhere. Today marked the final new episode of her daytime talk show. She celebrated with a look back at some of the show's best moments and a final guest, Jennifer Aniston. Aniston was actually her very first guest on the show. You can still catch Ellen reruns on WFMY News 2 at 9 this summer.
Wow, 19 years.
19 years, that's a long time. She had such a great run too, and really, I mean, she was famous before that, obviously, with her 90s show and all of that and her stand-up, but this put her at a different level.
I mean, this was unheard of before, and someone of LGBTQ community having a daytime talk show. And so I think that she brought a lot of awareness to that, but also I think throughout her career she brought a lot of smiles to people's faces.
A lot of smiles, a lot of entertainment, and very impactful too. She's giving money to different organizations. She's bringing little TikTok video kids and like, you know, really inspired them. But so impressive with the whole 19 years thing, because you see a lot of people get talk shows. They might have a season, they might have 5, but just to see her evolve throughout the years is really inspiring.
Well, and she also, in the 90s, she was the first person on a sitcom to come out on the show and in real life.
I remember that episode.
And she, I believe, if memory serves, she got canceled shortly after that and then had to fight her way back into everything. So.
Yeah. She has interviewed some pretty notable people over her career. So I asked her on my Facebook page, if you were a talk show host, who would you want to interview? Teresa says, he's no longer with us, but I would love to just sit down and have a talk with Billy Graham. Stanley wants to interview Morgan Freeman. Athena writes, from past times, Marilyn Monroe, current times, Lisa Marie Presley, Janet Jackson, and musical guest band Duran Duran. Lakota would interview Luke Bryan, Tim McGraw, and Carrie Underwood, obviously a big country fan. Rick says all living former presidents and vice presidents individually and as a group. And Butney says, crack me up, Stacey Spivey.
Yay, Stacey.
I mean,
that's a
it's basically every day, okay?
Gosh, if I could interview anybody, but it'd have to be somebody like from today in the news.
Anyone, even if you went back in time. Some people said presidents.
I know what that is for me because my idol growing up was Johnny Carson. So that would be one of my first ones. But if you're talking history, I'd want to interview Abraham Lincoln.
Like that.
Those are the two, probably.
I would want to interview the queen of interviewing, Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she set the blueprint for a lot of us. She's inspired me to get into journalism when I knew I wanted to do communications, and I would just love to pick her brain about how she became a media mogul, how she, you know, went beyond journalism with the magazines and the television and movies and all that. That would just be awesome.
I mean, y'all know my answer.
What's his name again?
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles.
Yes, I knew it.
You love that man.
That says it all.
I do.
Jake?
With that, we're going to break. Okay, bye.
Maybe you can just get you like one morning. So, all right. What you doing? Still doing Mommy's Closet? Yes. Okay. All right.
Hi, mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It is Friday Eve. I'm Stacey Spivey here with Eric Chilton and Lauren Coleman.
Hey, everybody. Make sure you hop on our Facebook page, join the chat. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, lots to talk about from a forecast standpoint because we're watching these storms already to the south of us, not in the viewing area, but to the south. We're talking about tornado warnings, believe it or not, for that neck of the woods. That's south of Hickory in the Gaston County and Cherokee County area. You can see it on the map here. So again, south of Hickory, right around Gaffney, South Carolina, so right at the border there. We'll be watching this. One thing I want you to know is that this is a slow-moving system, meaning that the individual rain cells may be moving quickly from the southwest back up to the northeast, but the entire line of storms is very, very slow. So when we go out to a wide shot, and why do we care about that? Because as that works its way by, that means that as it takes its time, it gives the system more time to generate heavier rains over a longer period of time in certain areas, because wherever these heavier cells develop and just continue to rain and move from the southwest to the north, we could see some isolated flooding from that, more likely late tonight, right? And then all of this is just taking its time to move along. The green that you see here, those are some flood watches and warnings for that area. This is something we have to watch into the night, and because it is so slow moving, it's probably that 7 p.m. till about 2 a.m. time period for severe weather. Does that mean that we couldn't see it before that or after that? No, it does not, but that's the target time at this point. This system will be moving by storms along that, and if you look at the timestamp top right corner here, that's 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So the front really doesn't get past us until about lunchtime. Then it'll be a quick exit, and actually second half of the day, I think on Friday, is going to end up pretty well. 7-day forecast for us as we go upper 70s for your Friday and Saturday. That's an 80% chance of overnight storms, even into tomorrow morning, some rain. Saturday, Sunday at 79 and 83. What a great weekend for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. All 3 days partly cloudy to mostly sunny. Highs build to 87 by Monday if you have that day off. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week, it's a 20% chance of a pop-up late day shower or storm Wednesday, Thursday. Otherwise getting warm, close to 90 degrees.
Today, investigators have an update in the Uvalde, Texas school shooting, which left 19 students and 2 teachers dead. Parents have raised concerns about how fast law enforcement responded. Investigators say it took an hour to kill the shooter after he entered the school, but they say the gunman was able to get into the school without seeing any officials or resistance.
It was reported that a school district police officer confronted the suspect that was making entry. Not accurate. He walked in unobstructed initially. So from the grandmother's house to the bar ditch to the school, into the school, he was not confronted by anybody. To clear the record on that.
Officials say an investigation into the response will happen. In the meantime, a vigil has been set up outside the school in memory of those victims, featuring crosses with their names.
This tragedy in Texas has many thinking about school safety and the role school resource officers play in protecting students and teachers. I spoke with a former SRO with Guilford County Schools about some of the challenges these officers face. Mark Ridgel retired from the Greensboro Police Department in 2014 after 29 years of service. He says he spent his last 8 years as the only school resource officer at Grimsley High School in Guilford County. During that time, Ridgel says he was responsible for securing 11 buildings and 44 acres of the school's campus.
Schools, by the way they're designed, are soft targets. There's multiple entrances. There's ground level windows. The biggest challenge that I found in Guilford County is you have limited resources like your SRO, some school administrators, maybe teachers that are doing sweeps in their planning periods. Those are your limited resources to cover the perimeter.
According to Guilford County Schools, almost every traditional middle and high school has at least one SRO on campus. As the school district prepares to build several new schools, Ridgel says the design should be focused more on safety.
We need to start thinking a little more practically when it comes to securing these schools. A bad guy with a gun and an agenda is hard to stop, but you can add features to these schools and their designs that would at least deter him or keep him or her from getting into the school as easily. And then maybe that just extra minute or two would help you get there in time.
Guilford County Schools says its master plan to rebuild and renovate schools includes plans to invest in safe schools by reducing infrastructure and site vulnerability.
Don't do this, don't do that. It's an exhausting word of caution for so many parents who are just trying to feed their babies during a nationwide formula shortage. For a slew of reasons, not all mothers are able to breastfeed, and those who can might want to help. That's why WFMY News 2's Megan Malaris is verifying if milk sharing is safe.
It is an anxiety-inducing concern, not being able to feed your child what he or she needs. Yet it is the reality many parents face at this very moment as the infant formula shortage continues. While leaders in Washington work to expedite production and shipment, some parents turn to friends and family for help. So let's verify, is it true donated breast milk can be a safe alternative to infant formula? The answer is yes, if done correctly. Our sources are the La Leche League, the Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine, Beth Sanders, a certified lactation consultant, and the WakeMed Milk Bank. The Human Milk Banking Association of North America runs 31 certified milk banks, including WakeMed's. The milk banks accept, screen, sanitize, and transport donor milk, mostly to hospitals. Families who want it at home need to get a prescription, then contact a partner pharmacy. WakeMed's website explains the milk is self-pay and not covered by Medicaid or private insurance in the state. That's why seeking out a trusted family member or friend can be easier, but you need to do some vetting on certain factors.
Things like illnesses, bacterial infection, viral infection, such as hepatitis B, HIV, and those kinds of things. Also, environmental factors like smoking, alcohol or drug use, or environmental exposures in the workplace or something like that.
Yet regardless of the donor's credentials, unpasteurized human milk can contain bacteria. To sterilize it, experts recommend two options. One is the Holder method. Stove heat the milk in a canner to 145 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, then cool it gradually. The second option is flash heating. Place the milk in a glass jar and into a pot of water. Fill the water higher than the level of the milk and turn on the stove very hot until the water comes to a rolling boil. Then remove it immediately and let it cool. Keep in mind, once it's back to room temperature, the shelf life is short.
The recommendation is that your milk is good at room temperature for about 4 hours, but we can extend that to about 6 hours if the environment is, quote, very clean. The same goes for refrigerated breast milk. Optimal milk storage in the refrigerator is about 4 days. But again, if the going gets rough, we can use milk that's been in there for up to 6 days if it has been kept, again, very clean.
So in conclusion, yes, donated breast milk can be a safe alternative to formula as long as you're using a trusted donor and take proper steps to pasteurize and use the milk within the recommended time. That said, not all infants tolerate breast milk, hence one of the reasons they might depend on formula in the first place. So our sources suggest parents always consult their child's pediatrician. With your Verify, I'm Megan Malaris.
Again, the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services has launched a website with information on multiple safe options for infants if their formula is not in stock. The federal government also has a web page with resources to help families dealing with the shortage. And of course, we have links to both of those on WFMYnews2.com.
Yeah, it's the fight for the ice on the Stanley Cup here. This is a big deal. It continues in Raleigh tonight, the series between the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Rangers. It is tied at 2 apiece. And right now, WFMY News 2's Amanda Ferguson outside PNC Arena. Just a few hours until the puck drops. Amanda?
It's interesting. The Carolina Hurricanes have yet to win a road game in the playoffs this season. Here at home at PNC Arena, it is an entirely different story. The Canes have won all games on their home ice, and they hope they can do that tonight in Game 5. Now, this series is basically a clean slate. We are all tied up apiece. Anyone's series to take. Now, if the Canes can win tonight in front of their home crowd, they'll take the lead in the series and just need one more game to advance. The guys back at practice today telling us what it means to play here at home.
When you're at home, you're a little. They give you a little bit, and I've talked about it here. It's when you step out there and they get loud. It gives you a little extra energy, and it definitely helps. So, yeah, we just got to take care of our business at home, and then go into New York and try and win one on the road.
You can see behind me we've got 6 stickers up there. They need 10 more to win a Stanley Cup. We'll have one more game tonight to try to grab one more sticker up there. Canes and Rangers take the ice. The puck drops at 7 p.m.
Well, we're still keeping an eye on these storms, and it is starting to get a little active. In case you weren't with us a few moments ago, these are tornado warnings, but they're down closer to the Hickory area, so Catawba County, Lincoln County, Cherokee County, that's the area just north of Gaffney and up toward Hickory. Those particular thunderstorm cells are getting pretty strong. Now, we'll watch this entire line slowly move east, but all the moisture continues to stream in from the south, almost directly vertically to the north, and some of that means that you'll get a longer period of time with heavier rains, which could spell trouble even for flooding. I mean, we're still seeing you can see some of the counties of the areas highlighted in that green border. Those are flood advisories or warnings being issued. So something we'll watch into the evening. All of that ahead of the actual front. That won't even get through until probably tomorrow midday. That's when we see conditions getting much better more quickly as we head into Friday afternoon and evening. Thank goodness. Until then, we've got just bands of this moving through. Again, some of this is active enough that we may see a tornado warning. We'll have to keep an eye out. Doesn't mean we will, but the possibility does exist. And again, this is your Friday. Even at 8, 9 o'clock, now we're at noon, you can see most of it is exiting to the east, and we'll see some gradual clearing back out to the west. So after the rain clears on Friday, beautiful weekend, sunny, 79 Saturday, 83 Sunday, 87 on Memorial Day, and next week it's warm, close to 90, partly cloudy skies Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
As the class of 2022 prepares to graduate high school, we're shining a spotlight on seniors who are excelling in academics, athletics, or just in life.
Our first Triad graduate is a bilateral amputee who, after tragedy, learned to use her feet as her hands. But as WFMY News 2's Tracy McCain found out, her winning attitude and passion for life comes from the heart.
It's senior day at High Point Central. Congratulations! Oh. And in this crowd of graduating seniors is 18-year-old Vitlatwan Pandwan from Laos in Southeast Asia. Her uncle brought her to North Carolina when she was 4 years old, but the story behind her scars starts much earlier.
When I was 12 days old, I was burned in a house fire.
Severely burned on her body and face, her arms were amputated from right above the elbows.
A lot of people didn't thought I was gonna live, and then I lived, and that's how I kind of got the nickname Boonlot, and short for Boone. Boonlot means miracle survivor, and Boone means miracle.
Boone survived the fire but could not escape the torment in Laos.
Back then, people my age would run away and call me monster, you know, all kinds of names. But here it's different.
In High Point, Boone has a better life and friends.
They do not call me names, they accept me for who I am. And overall, I just felt the support and love so much more than I am back home.
And in North Carolina, Boone thrived.
I did pretty well, I think. I'm not sure that I'm pretty sure I did pretty well. I tried my really best, considering how I didn't get any education at all until 8th grade year, and then out of nowhere, boom, high school, and still being able to take AP classes.
That's really amazing that you didn't start till 8th grade.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
And English is my third language.
Boone speaks Lao, Thai, and English. She excelled in the classroom, earning a scholarship to App State in the fall. None of that would have been possible in Laos.
I still probably still feel misfit. I would not get any education because I was denied education because of how I look. So I wouldn't be graduating high school or going to college like I am now.
So how do you care for yourself?
Oh, with my feet.
Yeah?
Yeah, with my feet. I do writing, typing, brushing my teeth, doing my hair, dressing, all with my 2 feet.
Boone started learning how to use her feet as her hands very young.
My mom told me that I started picking up fork by myself when I was 2 years old.
Just as Boone taught herself how to eat and comb her hair, soccer came naturally.
I always had doubt. People tell me not to do any sport because of my disability.
The right midfielder kicked past the doubt and scored an even higher goal.
Yes, it made me become a leader, it made me become outspoken and just stand up for myself, because that's what you gotta do on the field, stand up for yourself, and you know, when the other team do you wrong, you gotta call it out to the ref.
What she's calling into focus now is her story. She wants the world to know, especially other young amputees, yes, you can.
Your disability does not define you at all. If you ever feel like giving up, like please don't, and just keep trying.
Wow, my mouth was
Seriously.
open that entire package.
She's stronger and more accomplished than most adults I know.
Absolutely.
I mean, the heart that she has to be able to have gotten to where she is today, but the amount of skill she has too. I mean, can you imagine trying to write with your feet and everything?
Her handwriting was better than mine. with her feet and the combing
She's
of the hair.
amazing.
She's an athlete. I mean, that is inspiration that you need on this Thursday afternoon, especially with all the news that we've been dealing with this week. I mean, that is just phenomenal.
She had confidence like you've never seen before. I mean, the fact that she wanted to show you what she could do.
Yeah.
You know, writing with it, that's amazing. Good for her.
Wishing
Tracy
her the
did
best
an
of luck.
amazing job with that
nice
story.
job with that. All right, we're coming right back.
Oreo has 2 L's in it, yeah?
Hey, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination. Look at your screen. Please identify this object. And no, this is not a trick question. What is this item on the street side?
Me.
Are you going to guess first?
It's a phone booth.
It's a phone booth. You're sort of right.
Oh.
Okay. It's a phone booth, but the description of the object has changed because here's how. It was the last phone booth of its kind in New York City. The city removed its only remaining public payphone booth. It was located on the 7th Avenue and 50th Street in Midtown Manhattan. Now get this, recently as 2014, there were more than 6,000 public payphones across New York's 5 boroughs. The city began replacing them with Wi-Fi hotspots in 2015. It's called Link NYC, which operates the hotspots and other services like device charging and free phone calls within the U.S. Now, there are still some payphones in public places in New York, but they're privately operated. It's an end of an era, friends.
Man, I know, Tanya, I remember when, so I would go into the actual phone booth, you know, the kind you open and step into,
Oh, yes.
not the half ones that came up later.
The Superman kind.
Yeah, right. So I remember when in high school, I dated a girl in High Point, so I'd go there and put in like 15 quarters to talk to her, and then the operator would say, "You need more money," you know.
Oh my gosh. She was taking all your change.
That's right.
Okay, so Stacy, Lauren, have you ever used a public payphone?
I have never used
Never!
one. I remember as a kid, like
figured.
kindergarten, second grade, maybe seeing them around, but I've actually never gone inside one and put a quarter in to call anyone. There were cell phones.
Yeah, the only time I've actually gone into one was in London to take a
have done
photo.
Right.
Oh yeah, those are
I have
cool.
done that before.
Yes, in the beautiful red, you know, the box.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, of course, this made me go down the rabbit hole, right? Which was, where was the first pay phone installed?
No idea.
I'm going to guess.
Guess.
I feel like it's going to be some Idaho, something random.
It is somewhere random. You're on the right track.
Out west?
Here we go. Let's learn the fun facts, friends, together. Okay, William Gray invented the payphone. Here's a look at his drawing. It dates back and is patented in 1889.
Wow.
The Smithsonian has a picture of the first place of the payphone. I want you to look at this blue sign on the wall of the building as a marker at the corner of Main Street and Central Row in Hartford, Connecticut. Now we're going to give you a close-up of the placard as well. It says, "World's first payphone, invented by William Gray and developed by George Long and installed in 1889. All right, so at one point there were more than 2 million payphones in the U.S. Now there's less than 300,000.
Wow.
End of an era, you're right.
Got to get that cell phone.
All right, technology changed it all, but the old adage still stands. I'm going to leave you with this, friends. You ready? Call your mother.
Okay, be right back.
Should not be this stressful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who do you adore? Lauren.
Hey, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hi, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky.
Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What happened?
Mic check 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wish 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. Hey, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together. That's right. I'm in the A block.
Yes, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So now if you go
It's time for my 2 cents. April 12, 2022, a 62-year-old man opens fire on a New York City subway, wounding 23 people. A month later, a white gunman kills 10 black people inside a supermarket in a racially motivated attack. And this Tuesday, a gunman opens fire at an elementary school in South Texas, killing 19 students and 2 adults. When is enough enough? When does it stop? How does it stop? Questions I ask myself every time we get reports of another shooting. According to the FBI, there were 61 active shooter incidents last year. Then you add in daily shootings we see in our own communities. The gun violence is out of control. We say we pray for the victims. Politicians release statements saying their thoughts and prayers are with the families. But how do we find a solution to this ongoing problem of hate and violence? Is it gun control? Is it more guns? Is it investment in mental health services? The great Maya Angelou once said, "Hate, it has caused a lot of problems in the world, but has not solved one yet." I don't have all the answers, but I do know we can make it our personal goal as people to try our best to treat others with love and respect. Smile at the next person you see walk past. Say hello to that man or woman who never speaks in the office. We never know what people